Hi, this is Sarah from Aligned with Sarah. I wanted to wrap up the conversation that we've been having over the last few weeks in the theme for April of that concept of easy and hard. And in offering up this experience to talk about, my hardest of hard showed up with that migraine that lasted an incredibly long time and really kind of shifted a lot of things for me. And guess what? I'm over here. I'm on the other side. And I think it was not my favorite experience, but it still wasn't the hardest of hard. It wasn't my favorite experience. It wasn't the hardest of hard. And I want to talk about like beyond that hardest of hard, beyond the migraine, the stuff that really sucks, the stuff that really hurts, the stuff that's really hard, and acknowledge that it's not a perspective thing 100% of the time. There are those things that happen where we have to deal with them here on earth. When we lose somebody, they move on and we are here with with that loss that we feel and we see and we have to move through. So those major things, and death is definitely one of them. The other things that are out of our control, on somebody else's time frame, somebody else's timeline, um, major disasters, natural disasters, home disasters, flooding, fire, um, major financial crisis, job loss, a major injury. There's a lot of things that happen that create something harder than harder than a migraine, and that 99% of our experiences that we can expect every day. Um, there is a lot we can do with our perspective. There is a lot we can do with our mindset. There's a lot we can do with our habits. When those really hard things, those crushing things happen, um, our energy is best used in finding a good, perspective if you're in that place, but acknowledging that that energy needs to be invested in moving through the experience. Um, the grieving process can apply to all of those examples that I just gave, and even grieving the experience, grieving the anger, grieving why why is this happening to me? Anything that applies to that, uh it's going to be more of the experience and investing your energy um in moving through it and understanding there's a process of healing and understanding um that it's a great use of your energy, my energy in dealing with those things to find the and something that's going to optimize my environment, and you looking for things that are going to optimize your environment to help process the emotions, to help process the experience, to help clean up the experience. If it's something like, a home disaster or, a vehicle disaster or something on those lines, recognizing that you do not need to do it all by yourself. There are organizations, there are community support systems, there are endless amounts of resources out there, and believing that they exist and investing in finding them and finding the right one that works for you. It might not be the first one that you find, but there is something out there that is going to help you in maybe a micro way, or something on the bigger, the macro level, or a couple things that combine into this really supportive thing that weaves together. Investing in that energy cycle, in that energy out, for optimizing that environment and recognizing that it is more than just your perspective. A positive perspective, hope is always wonderful to anchor to, but many times it takes more than that, and everybody's experience is different. How many supports, what kind of supports, how long it's going to take. All of that is unique to the experience and the person who's going through the event. But recognizing that this must pass through you is something that's always very helpful to me. There is a process here. I can almost sometimes like picture this thing arriving And, me having my support systems in place, knowing the friends that I can reach out to, the community that I'm connected to in spiritual beliefs and um, things that I celebrate, knowing how my family has traditions and rituals to help process the very basic things like a death ritual, a grieving ritual. Native culture, ancient cultures, Native Americans, um, people that live close to the land, it seems, they do have established ways of processing those major things like death and illness, um, and they have an established system that people can tap into whenever they're ready. So just wanted to give that a little bit of attention because I spend a lot of time on perspective and mindset and habits, and there are always these little like niche areas that the information doesn't apply to 100%. So giving attention to that and giving some hope and some guidance that's more of a process and being anchored to the experience, passing through and gathering the supports that are going to help you get there, is hopefully something that will inspire and empower anyone that is going through those major tough times. So thank you so much for being here. I will talk to you again real soon.